Hello everybody, this is Jonah Perry from MSD Decatur, and this is Carissa Lamb. Over there we have Brooke, and she's going to be asking us the questions about the Syrian Revolution and making a little bit of comparisons from the Syrian Revolution to the American Revolution.
What do you guys think caused the conflict?
In my opinion, what caused the Syrian Revolution is teenagers who painted and drew anti-government graffiti all over Syria, and in effect of that, the Syrians' armed forces opened fire on pro-democracy protesters who were standing up for those teenagers. And so Syrian citizens made nationwide protest to have the dictator / president Bashir al-Assad to step down. So the rebels stood up for the citizens of Syria and the cities by going against the government.
What has happened up to this point?
Up to this point, what's happened is the teenagers, they got arrested, they got tortured. Then the pro-democracy protesters, they got gunned down by the Syrian government, which made some rebels which fought with the Syrian government's military force over cities so that they could protect citizens from the President Bashir al-Assad.
What is the government supposed to be doing that they are not?
Okay, so the government is supposed to be organizing the country, making them better and more in place. And the government is bombing their own citizens, trying to get ISIS members, and that's not doing the country any good.
How has this had a negative effect on the citizens of the nation?
This has had a negative effect because there might be a few members of ISIS in an apartment building, and Bashir al-Assad decided to bomb that apartment building, and then hundreds of just regular citizens died for maybe only a few members of ISIS. The same thing happened with a medical center which provides health care for the citizens of Syria, even though most of them aren't even lucky enough to be able to afford medical bills. So that provides even less medical care to all the citizens, and he's willing to make that sacrifice for just a few people, even though ISIS has thousands, hundreds of thousands of people.
Who do you think was in the wrong during this conflict in Syria, the citizens or the government?
The government was in the wrong here because they should be protecting their citizens and keeping their citizens safe instead of bombing them and torturing them and killing them and taking measures to make sure that they're safe when they are fighting all the rebel forces. Even if they did, the citizens are still on the side of the rebels. So
How will your new government avoid making mistakes just like the old one?
our new government will actually give the citizens rights, like they'll have freedom of speech instead of just not being able to speak out to the government, because as we said earlier, the pro-democratic people who were trying to protest, they all got gunned down because they spoke up.
Do you think the taking over of property contributed to this revolution like it did in the American Revolution?
Yes, I do, because the rebel forces, as well as the military of Syria, are constantly fighting over cities and land and territory, as well as the American colonists and the British Army were back in the American Revolution.
What does this revolution need in order to be successful? Foreign allies, money and supplies, a way to spread their message, or something else?
So I think that Syria already has a way to spread their message. They've already sent out videos. Well, privileged Syrians have sent out videos asking for help, and the only people that have support in the Syrian revolution is actually the government. They're getting support from Russia currently. I would think some of the rebel forces and the citizens would need some support, but as of now, they aren't getting any.
All right, thank you for answering these questions.